Amanda Seales is trending. She's been sitting down, having discussions with different people about black unjust, racism, systematic racism, oppression, you name it. We're having the conversation, and we're having the conversation with ourselves, with our own black people, black conservatives here. Now, I haven't threw my hat in the ring on this topic just yet, so we about to dive in.
My name is Matt Nuclear.
Hello, Matt. Matt Nuclear?
Matt Nuclear, yes.
Matt Nuclear, give me a better handshake than that. Let's do it.
I appreciate having this conversation with a beautiful black woman like yourself. This is nice, beautiful arena here.
All right, I appreciate that he started off like that already. It's pretty good. Let's go.
I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when...
First of all, Chinese Americans that immigrate here to America, they immigrated, sir. They chose to come here. What you mean? What does he mean, y'all? They weren't drugged here on slave ships, bro. Why you bringing up the Chinese? I'm gonna keep going, bro.
They are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI.
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to
tell him, Amanda, tell him,
chill and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all.
Can we take a second here to look at this guy, though, before we move forward, guys? Stay with me. Can we take a second to look at this guy? I mean, the whole thing, the hairline, the little BBs right here in the corner. Like, I'm saying all this to say that he barely looks American. Is he black American? Because we get a lot of people who aren't really black American that be ready to talk about black American struggle and stuff like that. They didn't really come from the hoods of America like we did. So I feel like he already a little... You feel me? But let's keep going.
No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe this?
I'm telling the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington.
What the Did he just say racism against white people? This man has been trained. He has been trained. He grew up with white folks. They taught him what to say so he could be an agent, bro.
For example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh, Amanda, please fry him, honey. Okay, fry him because he did not grow up here.
My God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay. So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism when we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When we talk about systemic racism, we can start with even the fact that redlining, which was implemented to discriminate Black communities. Are you shaking your head that redlining doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying I don't think it really existed at all.
What? Bro. Y'all. I ain't reacted to a video in a minute. Y'all gotta excuse me, bro. This dude catching me off guard with the shit he's saying. And you Black, bro?
No, I don't think so at all.
So it does exist, and stating that it doesn't exist doesn't make it.
See me personally, guys, I have to say this because people do this all the time. The other guy on YouTube, I can't remember his name, the guy that's always talking about racism stuff, I can't remember his name. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen and do some research so y'all can know exactly what I'm talking about. But he does interviews with people, and I remember a guy telling him the same thing. Redlining was fake. It didn't exist. When someone says that to me, and we here supposed to be debating on racism, and you can't even acknowledge the fact that redlining, the act of preventing Black Americans to receive any type of financial assistance to get a house whatsoever, is fake. You are not qualified. You are not qualified to continue to speak to me on this topic. When someone says racism doesn't exist, redlining didn't exist, I immediately disqualify them from the conversation because you, my friend, are ignorant and you cannot argue with ignorance.
No longer exists. Redlining absolutely exists. It is not something that's being made up. It's an empirical fact. And there are realities that exist because of redlining. We know that school systems are related to the way that property taxes are affecting the school systems. If a school system is not getting the same property value as the property taxes allow it, then it's not going to have the same efficacy at allowing for students to be able to get what they deserve. When we talk about systemic racism, we have to acknowledge that these private prisons are literally built based on the test scores of school students in third grade. So if you are literally building prisons with the onset of, okay, if these people are not reaching a certain reading level, then we know that they're going to go down a prison industrial pipeline where we can use their free labor. Then how is that not systemic? And if you want to
stop them from entering prisons,
how are you going to stop people from entering prisons if your goal is to get them into prison?
Sure, make them try to be more like Ben Carson than be like King Von. That's very, very simple.
So how does King Von happen? How does King Von happen?
King Von
reparations. Actually, no, let me land the plane. Yeah. We're talking about reparations, and what you're doing is actually just trying to get this conversation off the facts. And the fact is, reparations are just and necessary because on a basic level, Black people built this country, and the country continues to thrive off of the labor that Black people put into this country. And it would behoove you, young man, to really understand the way that your ancestors put blood, sweat, and tears into this nation.
I'm not sure it was his ancestors, bro. We got to check him.
Nation that is still living off of those blood, sweat, and tears. And let me also add, there are reparations and then there is remunerations. Do you know the difference?
Ooh.
Yes, but can I finish one point that I wanted to say?
Question.
Ben Carson's cousins were killed at a very young age.
I'm so sorry, you've been voted out by the majority. Okay. Please return to your seat.
Before we move forward, okay? I got a lot to say about what this young man just said. I'm sorry for yelling at you guys. I get passionate. I get real passionate behind a lot of things, but I'm gonna stop yelling at y'all because I know I'll be yelling and y'all be like, man, check me out. Let me calm down. All right. He said, teach them to not go to prison and be more like Ben Carson. First of all, I don't know much about Ben Carson. He's a Black man. He's on the other side with them. But I'm pretty sure he has some struggles and whatnot. But here's what you got to understand, because I would consider myself a Ben Carson, not in his political views, value system, and none of that, but in the sense of I made it out. I come from the ghetto. I got my education and I'm decent. He said, teach them to be more like Ben Carson. So when you sit down and compare a black young child coming up in this world and a white young child coming up in this world, because his point is teach young black children to stop going to jail. Here are the obstacles that African Americans have to overcome just to get through high school. Okay? Struggling families, broken homes, remnants, okay, of gentrification, broken environment. Okay. Yes. Environment. We're in ghettos. We're in hoods that are surrounded by gang violence, not because black people are naturally violent, but because we have been placed in such detrimental circumstances that most of us don't get the luxury of finishing high school. That's how bad it is. A lot of us have to take care of our younger siblings, have to take care of our sick parents. We have to choose what's more important, school or family. We have so many obstacles that we have to overcome just to get through high school. So yeah, everyone should have the mindset to make it out. My wife tells me all the time, you have to have the mindset to make it out. You have to, you know, I understand that, but we cannot discount the predicament, okay, that African Americans have to come up in and survive in just to get to high school, let alone college. Now, poison in the neighborhood, lead in the water. I mean, everything you can think of, they did. These are documented things that happen. White children, Caucasian children, do not live in that reality. So you're saying everybody can just go to college, teach black people to be more like Ben Carson so they can feel into society. We are not on the same playing field, sir. We're not even on the same planet. We're not in slavery anymore. But systematic racism and oppression is making damn sure that we don't move too far from it. Now I had to break that down because this guy, the things that he said, it just seemed so bizarre, bro. Like, you didn't come up in the hood. Yeah, you got New Balances on. Yeah, you definitely didn't come up in the hood. And they, you feel me? They don't understand what we've gone through, what we've been through, what we've had to overcome, especially for the people who actually made it out. We don't make it out and say, oh, I did it, everybody can do it. No, we make it out and look back and be like, I know it was hard. It was hard, wasn't it? I know it was real hard. It's hard to do. What I did is hard to do because it is. Where have people been the last 20 years? Because I've been seeing racism happen. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, like, where y'all at? Do y'all see what these cops do to blacks in the streets? I saw a video of a 14-year-old young little girl getting body slammed by cops.
Bro, why you touching me for?
Because
I didn't do nothing, bro. I didn't do nothing, bro. I didn't do nothing.
You're
I didn't do nothing.
Stop.
I didn't do
Stop.
nothing. Bro,
Stop.
bro, I didn't do nothing.
Yet another video shows a white woman talking to white cops and disrespecting them on every level and nicely got put into the car.
Can we all talk? Can we all talk?
Talk over here. They want you to leave. You guys just want to know? Do you want them trespass? Anything we can do.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. They're two full-grown women and mothers. So, all right.
Hey, you just need detained. You just need detained.
I'm an AG. I'm an AG. You're arresting an AG. Let me tell you something.
Are you under arrest right now? No.
You're putting me in handcuffs and you're Mirandizing. You're not Mirandizing me.
Yeah.
You're gonna regret it. I'm an AG. Take your hands off me.
We will get the
Take your
license.
hands off me.
We will get.
That right there, what I just stated, is a small symptom of systematic oppression. I don't even need to say more for you to know for a fact that racism exists in this country. If you look at the police officers that are in charge of safety, that are the direct reasons why our people don't feel safe in this country, all of them, if or not all of them, majority of them are white men. That right there within itself should tell you something. So, yeah, this guy was all over the place. Let's move forward before I can talk about it all day. We're going to, let's go. Lord Jesus.
I hope some of y'all are acting. I really do. We in LA, and I hope some people in here are acting. Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a coin from Israel.
What you got,
Lord
sir?
have mercy.
Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we're probably close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are
mom.
you?
I'm 32.
I am 44.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way, I wouldn't know. I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, it's the liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in going to work and working for what you got, not asking for handouts.
I just discovered something. So I ain't even looking to do no research on politics. I'm not a politician. I don't have a party. You feel me? Like if I do some research on it, I'll probably decide. But before we get to all of that, okay, I now firmly understand what black conservatives are. Okay, let me paint a picture. We all know working 20 years in one place is outdated. We all know also that working your entire life is not good for you. Doing something 5 days a week, Monday through Friday for 20 years, I don't care what that one thing is not healthy. People are not repeat objects. People are not repeat beings. We like to explore. We like every day to be different. We like to be creative. So a system was created in America to make everyone understand and accept that you're supposed to work 20 to 40 years of your life until you're old and tired, and then you get to retire. This man just said, I'm a black conservative, and I believe that I should work every day, go to work hard, and go to work. You are a puppet of the system. Did I just discover some shit? Because that's what you said your belief was. And I don't want to work for 40 fucking years and then turn around and be 80 years old and like, yeah, I can enjoy my life now. But you just stated that you believe you should go to work every day, you should work hard, you should get that paycheck, and you should receive that retirement at the end of it. It's outdated, and thank you for helping me get a better understanding of what a black conservative is, because I've been seeing on YouTube, there's been a lot of stuff going on about black conservatives, how they're talking, and I got a better understanding now. Let's go.
Right.
From people who never had slaves. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. Okay. And let's talk about the fact there were also black people that had slaves. So if you want to talk about that, how is that?
So we got a fact check here. Says there were approximately 3,700 free black people who owned 12,000 slaves. Very small number, very small. When you consider the fact that it was about 4 million slaves that came originally to the United States. All right, let's go.
Fair. If I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union, why should I have to pay for slaves when this whole country was never all racist? Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they hated slavery, and they actually.
Let's address something, guys. He just said the Northerners and Westerners, abolitionists, they hated slavery or slaves. That is incorrect. They did not hate slaves and slavery, okay? They envied it. So let's get that together. They saw that the South was making so much profit off their slaves that it was surpassing them. And ain't no white man finna have another white man surpassing them. They have got to be on the same level. So you know what they did? They abolished slavery, okay? No one hated slavery because it was happening and they just overlooked it. But when they saw the profits from the South, they said, we need to do something about this. See, everything in America is driven by money, okay? Not people, not respect, not empathy, not value, not honor, money. Okay, let's move forward.
They put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too, because they believe that there will be a future where there would be a black president one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were black. There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
One, from my understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of
slavery. I'm a fan of Amanda Seals. You are a very intelligent woman. Thank you for being here.
That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. This is crazy. So as someone who comes from the ghetto, whose parents were on disability and government assistance, who didn't have any type of wealth, and I had to do everything the hard way. We ain't even got to talk about the redlining, which displays clear racism and clear wealth disparity, okay? We don't have to talk about flooding our hoods with cocaine and getting us hooked on it, with gun stores, okay, at the corner of every hood, and a Burger King and a McDonald's and a liquor store, with the drugs so we can get high and drunk and kill each other. And then you put lead in the water, but we ain't even got to discuss all of that, okay? Just from my personal experience. I mean, we ain't got to talk about how the cops killed Trayvon Martin, put their knee on George Floyd's neck. I seen a cop slam a 14-year-old girl to the ground just recently. But we ain't even got to discuss that, all of that shit that clearly shows you what kind of country this is. I will tell you my own direct experience, okay? In the workforce, all right? I've been denied more positions than I should have. I've been qualified for roles that I didn't even get an interview for, didn't even get a call, okay? Oh, that's just jobs, that's just no, the fuck it ain't, okay? When you qualify for a role and your resume shows up and shows out and you don't even get an interview call, it's weird. Okay, I've seen what corporate America looks like. All the Caucasians that surmise all the leadership roles within corporate, all the federal government roles that really lead to some decent wealth. Okay, You don't see many black men in. We've had one black president that you're referencing, sir. One. And all the rest of them are white men. To deconstruct this is just crazy, okay? There's no question on racism, racial disparity, and oppression, and systematic racism, which is its own thing. Racism implemented in every system that has been created in this country, from food stamps to jobs to unemployment, you name it, it's all got put whites up here and blacks down here embedded. This is not questionable. The things these people are saying is crazy. But let's continue.
And continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have these liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby, please.
They said the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
No, you know who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir, that's simply not true. If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their culture, black culture, is toxic.
I can't with this dude, bro. I can't with this dude. They're in positions of power because their culture, that you are correct. Their culture is to take all positions of power and oppress anyone who's not in a position of power, which is exactly what's going on in America right now, which is exactly why most people feel like they're ready to jump off a fucking roof, because everyone who's not in a position of power in this country has to work 20, 30, 40 fucking years straight just to retire with the old broken body and maybe a little bit of money to give their kids. What kind of life is that? Meanwhile, you got Caucasians, and I'm not saying all Caucasians are bad or none of that stuff, but you got majority Caucasians who come in this world, give their kids the world, give their kids the blueprint on how to be successful. Their kids go through high school, no problem, go to college, they go and do outward bound or overseas, what do you call that? Study abroad. They get to go to different countries and learn different cultures just for the fun of it, because their parents got so much money because we went through slavery and Caucasians benefited drastically and still benefiting from slavery to this day. Who is this man? I can't, bro.
And the black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that.
Please stop him. Stop him, Amanda. Stop him. Who the fuck is these? Somebody come get these guys.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off.
She's not putting off emotional liberalism. You tried to trigger her because she's a woman and you threw the emotional in there. Not gonna work. She got facts. You got bullshit that you pulled out your ass, boy. Let's go.
Unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they get the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservative did. They said misinformation.
You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people in Africa.
That was not happening in the
Bro, be quiet, bro. Please put the red flags up.
context that you're you're saying.
And they were selling
Let's
their own
bring it
people.
back.
Black people still sell
Okay.
their own people today too, by
I don't
the
know
way.
if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today
I don't know
too.
if I'm gonna
You
last.
probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
See, y'all, that's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting
it's
defeated
not
in an
name
argument.
calling. You won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Oh, well, that's fine if they don't let me come
You
back
won't
up.
even.
I made my
you won't.
point.
You didn't make your
I made
point.
my point.
You
No, you
haven't
didn't.
made
And
your
I'm okay
point.
with being
And let me
voted
just
out.
tell you about your point. You started off saying we believe in hard work, and we believe in being compensated.
Reparations is not though. Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
You said you believe in hard work,
Yes.
and you believe in being compensated for hard work.
Yes.
Were slaves compensated for their work?
They weren't compensated for their work. But why should
That-
people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana,
Are you sitting at
be
home
giving
playing a video game?
checks?
Are
But
you
no, the
sitting at
people that
home
they-
playing a video game?
The people that they're wanting
Am I
reparations
sitting at home
for-
playing a video game? No.
The people
and
they
I don't
want
know what
reparations
I don't
for-
know who these people are that you're talking about, because the majority of the black community is not sitting at home playing video games.
The majority of the black
Where are
community
you
is
getting
doing a
that
lot of
statistic?
things.
Where are you
A lot
getting
of
that
things is not
statistic?
right. I've been-
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
I knew I was gonna be surrounded by ignorance, but damn. Let's go.
Yo. Like, why are you attacking people playing video games and smoking weed? Why can't we be happy? What's wrong with people? This is a black man, and he's standing there like, they sit at home playing video games and collect a check. I play video games, sir. Yeah. And I love it. You know why I play video games? Because while we were still being oppressed and white people weren't being oppressed, they had every opportunity to go be creatives. So when they went to be creatives, they created video games, right? We probably created the video games, but they blew it up to the next level because they got time and money to focus on those things, right? So now here we are today playing video games that are completely dominated by Caucasians who make these games. Black people don't have a stake in video game creating at all, almost. I mean, there may be someone out there, but I haven't heard of them, okay? Oh. Everyone who grew up in the Nintendo, in the Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation era, if your family had any little piece of change and got you a system, everyone played a system. Everyone played a video game. Now, if you one of those guys that didn't play a video game for whatever reason, don't hate on the rest of society, about 80% of us who do play video games. That has nothing to do. Caucasians play video games and smoke weed and sit at home and cash checks. And they probably do it more than black folks. Y'all better get me out of here, bro. Y'all better get me out of here, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, bro.
Hello. My hand's wet from the bottle.
My hands are sweaty because
Okay.
I'm nervous. We both got sweaty
Got it.
hands. Okay. So I just wanted clarity because I think it'd be helpful. You said radical. I wanted just clarity on that. And then also with the reparations, you said it's not just money, it's other things. I just want to know, like, what do you see as like the grand picture of what would help?
The grand picture of what would help?
Of
what?
reparations, like what does that look like to you?
Let me explain it first, Amanda. I want to explain it first, and I want to see what Amanda gonna say. Reparations is not a one-part act. Reparations is a consortment of different systems all under one envelope that are going to be enacted to assist African Americans from the racial disparity and wealth gap, okay? So it's not going to be one thing. It can't be one thing. It's too big, right? It's too much that has to be repaired. Right? So he come on here talking about a $50,000 check. Son, go sit down. $50,000 ain't it. It ain't it. How can that be it? Slavery financed this entire country. Okay? It was built off slaves. So, one, cash payment. You're damn right. It's going to be a cash payment. A big one going out to everybody who's a descendant of a slave. You're going to get one of those. Two, debt cancellation. Black people are in debt because they don't have access to wealth. Debt cancellation is number two. Three, free education. education has to be free. We've been oppressed in this country. It's been really bad for us. Ain't no black man or black woman paying for education. 4, we have to offset redlining. The cash payment doesn't offset redlining because redlining kept generations of African Americans out of buying homes, which was the #1 way to gain wealth. So 4 will be home loan or access to grants to purchase a home. And that's on top of the cash payment, not included with the cash payment. You're gonna get a grant to purchase your home. First time home buyer, second time home buyer, you're gonna get a grant to purchase a home. That is the envelope that contains the different documents of reparations that have to be rolled out. Now let's see what Amanda got.
Oh, great. Reparations, what reparations looks like to me is a combination of reparations and remunerations. And reparations are about repair for damages that have been caused based on harm. Remunerations is a monetary response to work that has not been paid for. So if you come and paint my house and I don't pay you, you can take me to court and get remunerations for the work that you have done. So we're actually owed both in this nation as Black people. And there are incredibly just clear-cut records that show the buying and selling and purchasing of slaves, the work that was done, also the intellectual property that was stolen from slaves, right? Because there was so much inventing that was happening. And there is also quite a bit of other reparations that are being discussed as it relates to property being stolen, as it relates to, again, redlining and the inability for Black people to get loans, etc. And these impediments being solely based on their race.
As far as like discrimination.
Yes, like they're being solely based on their race, that not being about anything other than you're Black, so you can't, right? And so when it's very clear cut like that, there are very distinctive responses to that that can be done through a cash payment, as well as through measures that are being done to create funds for creating resources and responses like housing, like access to food, access to education, etc. That certain
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very passionate. You probably hear me doing a lot of yelling. I'm not like this all the time, but it's a difficult time in our country right now, right? Everybody's heightened. Civil war is amongst the tongues of people. You know what I'm saying? People are at a heightened state of elevation right now, all right, or a heightened state of awareness. And to hear people talk like this at a time like this is dangerous, okay? But we're gonna keep moving forward.
Communities have not had access to because of the fallout from these things.
And I just had a quick question for clarifying. With the funds, I'm wondering, where do you think those should come from? Like the actual money, like is that we're raising money? Is it taxes? Like what does that look like?
Well, I think what they've been doing with these different reparations committees is they're looking at, all right, well, how much has this city or how much has this town or how much has this country gained from the estimated amount that was stolen from these people, right? So they're looking at like, what is this wage amount? For instance, like if you look at during that time, okay, what was the wage amount that a hired worker would get for this same work? All right. And so we're looking at how was that wage not provided and what is that pool that is being created? And then we're looking at, all right, where can that wage come from in terms of how has that wage been applied? So there are spaces where this is very clear. I think and I think the last thing that you asked about was the difference between liberal and radical.
Yeah, please.
Ultimately, the concept of liberalism is really just not Republican. Right? I mean, that's essentially what it's become.
I would disagree with that, but I understand that's your stance.
There's a very generic concept of what liberalism is in the sense that it's simply saying that I am a part of the bipartisan mind frame, but I am not a Republican. It's a mindset. It doesn't always show up in action, but it's a mindset that says, you know, I don't support extremes in certain ways, or, you know, I want the government to show up in certain ways. You know, I know there's a conservative.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Conservative point of view that says there should be less government, but even though it just says that, the action is very different. The radical mind state simply is living opposite to our colonizers, which is an imperialist, capitalist mind state, and radical Blacks do not believe that that is any way for us to have liberation.
Thank you for explaining that.
And thank you for being very respectful.
Let's move forward.
My next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing.
Solid claim. Solid claim. What else are we going to do if we're in underdeveloped communities and over-policed and drugged and poisoned and got alcohol, as I stated already, alcohol and gun shops on the corner of everywhere and trash food, okay? So everybody's feeling awful and on drugs. So of course, if we have no one else around us to take it out, and we're gonna take it out on each other. But even that black on black crime doesn't equate to the crime that Caucasians do or have done in this world. We don't come close, but they love to say black on black crime, frame it. We don't come close to what Caucasians have done on this planet. But let's continue.
So you say that black on black crime is due to underfunding and over-policing, essentially.
Yes.
I actually don't necessarily disagree with one of those. Okay. I think that, however, the government, who do you think should be responsible for the funding piece of the black community? Should that be something that the government should step into, or should that be something that we as black people need to handle ourselves?
Stop. I can't. This is tough, bro. Okay. I'm sorry, Amanda. Give me a second. Let me smack him right quick. Let me get him together real quick. So you agree with over policing, but you don't agree with underfunded, because that's the point that we're going on. Okay, so he is trying to claim, already I can tell, that it's our responsibility to build our community. Raise your hand out of everyone here, okay? Raise your hand if you can think of one instance, 2 instances, 10 instances maybe, I don't know, but it's some out there where black people came together, built communities, started to prosper, and what happened to those communities? Tulsa, Oklahoma. But I'm gonna let them be great. Let's go.
Jordan Peterson and even Thomas Sowell and several others have stated one thing, that poverty and crime, there's a positive correlation. There's also a positive correlation in the black community of absentee fatherism being one of the root causes leading into criminality. Black males that grew up without a father are 10 times more likely.
Okay, so we got a fact check. Research clearly shows there is a correlation between absent fathers and a higher likelihood to engage in criminal activity. Researchers have reached different conclusions on the exact percentage. Data from Florida Atlantic University found children in general with the incarcerated parent are likely 5 to 6 times more likely to become offenders. Okay, that's a great fact check. But before we move forward, okay. Anybody know what gentrification is?
To engage in criminal activity. And so I think one of the...
Can I put a pin right there and ask you a question?
Ask me whatever you like.
What is the root cause of there being less fathers present?
Bad decision making on the part of the fathers. We live in a patriarchal system. Like it or not, men have dominated the socioeconomic, economic, and political power of this country and the world since our existence. So our bad decision-making, especially when we focus on the black community, is the root cause of fatherlessness.
What type of decisions?
Not marrying the women we decide to lay down and have children with. Not being careful with the seeds that we plant in women. No woman can get pregnant without a man planting his seed inside of her. So therefore...
So it's marriage?
Well, that's a part of it. Marriage is a part of it.
Okay.
But the true piece that I'm looking at is connectedness between familial units. The black community was at its economically strongest while being at its poorest during the segregation era. Prior to 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King in his last speech said that we have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of Canada and more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. That was when we were economically at our poorest. Yet 85% of our black children were growing up with a father.
Got another fact check. The substantial progress in educational attainment of African Americans has been accompanied by significant absolute improvements in wages, incomes, wealth, and health since 1968, but black workers still make only 82.5 cents on every dollar earned by white workers. African Americans are 2.5 times as likely to be in poverty as whites, and the median white family has almost 10 times as much wealth as the median black family. I believe the wealth discrepancy is white families are averaging $2.5 million, and the African American household is averaging about 400,000. If you look up those numbers, you're going to be pretty close to the numbers I just stated. So there's a wealth gap the size of the Grand Canyon. Yeah.
In the home, there was less black on black crime. There was less disenfranchisement.
Why was there less black on black crime?
Because we needed to live together. We had to stick by each other. We had to stick
What
by
was
each
there
other.
also less of?
I'm not sure where you're leading. That's a leading question. I don't like those.
You don't like this?
I don't like leading questions. No, I like direct stuff.
So essentially, when we were living in our own communities, we were also policing our own communities. So we were not being used as statistics in the same way to determine how resources were provided to our own communities. When we were going to the government saying, hey, we deserve because we are supposed to be separate but equal, we weren't saying, hey, we want to be with y'all. We were essentially saying, we want what you are stating we deserve. And that is what all of the efforts of the civil rights movement has been. It's literally just been to say, you said when we got out of the Civil War that we would be considered citizens, and all citizens should be getting equal access to these things. However, you are actively allowing the Klan to harm us. You are actively allowing...
Who's killed more black people, the Klan or us?
I would like to continue my statement. I let you speak on
the Klan. Had this man lost his mind? Do you know how many black folks the Klan killed? We talking about 1800s, early 1900s. There are more black people whose names, voices, and energies are just completely forgotten about from stories that some awful shit had to happen to them, and we don't even know about it. There are more people, there are more... Can you imagine from 1870 to 1950 how many black people were killed by the Klan? Just imagine. We know, you know everything that you've learned up to this point. If you've been outside, if you've been active and you've been, learning things and not just, stuck up in one place somewhere. If you've been outside and you've been working and you understand corporate America and American how it works, you tell me what you think. Because Hurricane Katrina, the docuseries just came out. And I know all y'all seen on Hurricane Katrina, this was in 2000s. When Hurricane Katrina, this was the early 2000s. And there was a white man on there talking about how he was killing black looters. You're not a cop who shouldn't be killing black looters. They weren't looters. They were survivors. But he was bragging about how he got him some bodies from Hurricane Katrina. There is a consortium of shit we do not know that has been done to us. But you about to say that black on black crime has killed more blacks than slavery or the KKK from the late 1800s to the mid 1900s. Who's paying you? What do you stand to gain, sir?
When we talk about this concept of who is harming us, we are really making a false claim when it comes to black on black crime, as if there isn't white on white crime. There's also this unnecessary effort to try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now, much of the reason why you may see more numbers in terms of black on black crime are for two reasons. One, the statistics be lying all the time. We have seen this.
Numbers? Okay, when you
we
say
have seen
that,
this in a real way. So in New Jersey.
When you say
in New Jersey,
what numbers can be trusted? Because with the previous speaker, you
I'm
said
about to tell you right now.
Okay, so your sources can
you
be trusted.
can't such number. No, I'm literally about to give you an example of numbers not being able to be trusted.
Okay, talk to me.
That's what I was doing.
I'm listening.
Okay, then
I like her.
listen.
Oh, my ears open.
So listen, in New Jersey, they had a statistic that was created by the police department that said, look at how many black people are committing crimes. Look at how crazy this number is. These black people are so exorbitantly violent. Look at this. And then people went and actually matched the names that they were booking with the faces of the actual people incarcerated. And it was proven that they were lying.
So that's one instance.
That's
Hold on.
one
No, you're
example.
talking to somebody that works as a...
One instance is all you need to let you know that there's an embedded message, an embedded program that's trying to push a narrative. That's all you need is one example, because that one example, if there's one, you can bet your ass there are more. These people, where did you get your education?
Police dispatcher when I'm not making content. So here's the thing.
I
So
see.
no. You see what?
Well,
the truth is, you're about to see the truth if you just give me a second. Like Trump said, just give me a second. I'm going to do the weave, but give me a minute.
Well, here's
So
what
when
you all keep doing. You
just
keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make.
The point that
and
you're
yet you want
raising-
me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. So if you want me to keep getting louder, I will do it. But ultimately, if I show you respect, give me the respect back. I let you talk. I let you make your points. I am countering your points. And my points are just as valid as yours, even though you got a pocket square and a Church of Christ pin on your chest.
It's not a Church of Christ. It's
Whatever.
A cross.
It's a cross. Same difference. You got an American flag and you think you know something because you a cop. And ultimately,
Not a cop, dispatcher. There's a
ultimately
difference.
it's a cab all day over here. So let me make that clear. But let me also add to my point. My point is that you can sit here and blame black people on black people all day long and not acknowledge that we are forced into. You're coming to interrupt me again.
I haven't even said a word.
All right, that is flagged, so I'm going to ask you to return to your seat.
It's a waste of my time.
No, Amanda. No, Amanda, it's not a waste of your time. All right, stop. It's not a waste of your time, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming here and laying down some knowledge, well-needed knowledge. I actually healed a little bit from this video hearing you speak, so you're not wasting your time. Thank you so much for being here, because you are highly intelligent. And people self-proclaim to be smart and educated. When you go in and look at the actual facts of the matter, you find something very different. People don't want to hear what's really happening. They just want to go off of what they think they know. And Amanda comes here and she's telling you things that have actually happened, been documented. Okay? You cannot go against a fact. It's a fact. Redlining was a fact. Trayvon Martin was a fact. Okay? Gentrification was a fact. Teaching our black women that they don't need a man and they can be independent all day long. That's a fact. If you track it back and look at the media and how things were, and you look at our black women today and what's going on and how many of them are unmarried between the ages of, maybe I would say 35 and 50, you feel me? Our government has conspired against us since we became free on Juneteenth, okay, in 1865. We have been oppressed this entire time. Why do you think most black people around America are saying we're not getting involved? We're not getting involved because we've been involved and we're tired of it. We've been rioting since we've been free. All the brutal beatings from cops, All the times you've been told no when you feel like you probably should have been told yes. All the times we haven't been able to acquire a loan, a business loan. We can't get any type of loan other than a predatory loan, no more than $2,000, $1,000 with interest rates that surpass 100%, which should be illegal, but not illegal. Guys, racism is not a myth. Reparations are due because slaves built this country and have 0% of the wealth. Slaves' descendants, I'm a descendant of slaves, just like most of every other Black American who were born here, okay? And we deserve reparations for the things that we have had to topple and toggle and fight with in this country. Okay, I got a good mind to sue the United States of America directly because of all the bullshit I've had to deal with. Okay. So all in all, Amanda Seals, thank you so much for being here, dropping the knowledge. Please continue to do what you're doing because it's great. It's working. People are watching and people are learning, and that's what we need. And I see now that our community has to come together and start building upon Black history and what we've forgotten so we can come together and understand what we need to get. But thank you guys for being here. This was awesome. I feel like I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm gonna try to lay back off the yelling, but forgive me. I'm a Black man. I've experienced things, and this just hits home. But thank you for watching. As always, be sure to subscribe. Throw a like in there if you liked anything I discussed today, and I'll see you on the next one.